Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Nightingale. So, I did play a lot of this over the weekend by myself. I wanted to get a grasp on it because I know it's more complicated. So, yeah. Also, I know it's really early, but I had to do something because I can't sleep because, oh, my whole body hurts. But here we are. I will be playing offline just because I don't want to deal with the whole online nonsense. So we'll be playing offline and we'll be making a new profile. So this is interesting. You can either you can import an appearance, you can export an appearance, but we're gonna go to basics. So the presets are really interesting. And so on this one, Ancestry, you can actually pick your ancestors, quote unquote, your lineage, and they can actually, you can do this, and you can manipulate how your features look based off of theirs. So let's see. Our great grandfather can be. I also find that not a lot of them are very pretty. Like they all have like very exaggerated features. Okay, so I'm probably just gonna end up choosing one of the like prettier looking prefabs, but we'll just pick. Okay, so there's grandparent 2. These are great grandparents. We're going far back. I want to make sure I pick all different people. I don't have to go in order. Okay, so we picked all different people. So now, this is, you can pick a mix of all their genetics. So closer to this one, closer to this one. It's actually not bad. But yeah, you can see it's a very interesting system. I went with this one as my preset. Might as well do it here and make it look like me. I'm gonna go 25. There's only 2 voices. There's a male voice and a female voice. Okay, step 2 is your customization, and you can get very detailed. You know, that's actually a pretty decent match. There we go. Like, yeah. I have more of a yellowish undertone, but you can do mottled, which honestly I couldn't really like tell a difference. So I just went 0. And then redness is like red around the ears and like the sides of the cheeks. The hair is interesting. Like, it is incredibly detailed. Look at that. Like, it has texture to it. The male and female hair is kind of like just slapped together, so you kind of gotta turn them around, see what's going on. And since it's more kind of like a steampunk sort of situation, a lot of these are more like Victorian-esque hairstyles. When I was doing this by myself, I was like, yeah, this is kind of my hair. My hair is just a little more flat and longer, but yeah, no, I got that curly hair. Oh, that one's pretty. I like the little clips. Part of me really wishes that I could get my hair up like this. I love just like how all of like the updos just like flow so nicely. I'm like, ugh. When you have curly hair, it's much harder to style because pretty much if you want to do anything like this, your hair's not gonna lay like that. Oh my gosh, I love all the updos. Not crazy about the center part. But I like this one for the hanging pieces. This hairstyle I've always loved because of Anna Green Gables. Although once again, could never, unless I let my hair like dry and try to like straighten it that way. Because I don't really flat iron my hair or anything like that. I'm jealous. I just kind of want to do like a basic bun. The eyebrows are not great. They're just like super scraggly, super like sharp. And they're all very light. Like, if you want, like, a thicker brow, best of luck. Super thin. Those are, like, werewolf eyebrows. I think I went with this one because I usually give my character some kind of scar or something like that, and I think this is as close as I could get. And then there's facial hair. Some very, wondrous mustaches. What is this one supposed to be? Okay, no facial hair. You can customize the head, so like forehead, brow size, position. So you can see. I think I like just about everything about her. Her mouth is like slightly too big. But you can do like, no, oh, I did change her lips a little bit. It's like right at the tip of her nose, just a little. See, that doesn't change the tip of her nose. Just reset that. And you can do the jawline. So jawline, chin shape. You can soften the jaw, make it more sharp, jaw width, the chin, the Adam's apple. Like, you can set everything. The eyes are really interesting. So you can either do a preset or you can actually do the eye colors. And you can do the detail, so you can do, there's like 3 separate, you do the inner color right around the pupil, you do the middle color, and then you do the outer color. You can customize left and right eyes, which is pretty cool. I like her eyes. You can change the scale, the detail, the veins, which is kind of weird. You can change the eye shape, position size, eye depth, roundness, softness, lid shape, rotation, eye bags. Right now, mine would probably be huge. You can change the eyelashes, so the length. You can do extensions. Like, it's kind of crazy the customization that you can do. And this whole game has a lot of customization, which I greatly appreciate. So you can do change the mouth shape, which I think I have to go here. Okay. The teeth freaked me out, but you can change. You can do have them be metallic. Like if you want a cap, tooth metal type, I'm assuming it's like gold and whatnot. You'd make them decay, you make them crooked. I had braces, so I was like, I'm not touching that. But yeah, I did not like that. There we go. Since I changed the thickness, I'm like, just bring it up just a little bit. You can change the makeup. So there's blush, there's like kind of like a highlighter situation. You can make it like super shiny. The coverage, the sheen, the tone, like there's so much. I actually kind of had to back off because I was like, I don't even know what this means. And then you change the like pattern of the eyeshadow. The color. I think I went with something like dark, but I think I kind of want to do like green or something. Like a nice sagey green. You can change the intensity. Like, you can make it bam green. There's also glitter. That's what's making it shiny right now. A little bit of shine. Okay, the eyeliner is pretty cool. So you could have no eyeliner. There's just like regular. I think that's just uppers. There's a pattern. This one's really cool. Not so much, a little bit more of a pattern. Some cool like wisps. I don't know what to call that. But yeah, there's different patterns. I kind of like the pattern ones because this is a rather different game. So I think I'm gonna go with that one because on mine I went with this one. So we'll go with this one. And then once again, you can change your eyelashes, the mascara colors. You can change the eyes, the lip color. So it's just like different patterns. Some of them I don't think are actually different, but we'll just go with one. And then the coral kind of color, it's not for me. So I think I'll change to that. Maybe like a magenta on the outside. That's pretty. And then you can change it to be matte or like super gloss. I want mine kind of somewhere in between. And then there's a glitter to the lipstick. Which of course you can change the intensity. Do you want it like super sparkly? Do you want it not sparkly? I'll do super sparkly. Okay, step 3 is your equipment. So there's the rugged apparel, which they all have the same stats. Or at least they'll give you a combination of the same stats. So these ones are all 10. These ones are all 10. These ones are 10. 10 again. Evening gown. These ones are 10. Military suit. I liked this one, and actually I think this one's the lowest. I almost straight up want to go with an evening gown. So these ones are slightly better. I will try to not set myself up for failure, and we'll go with this one. Because on mine, I did this one, and it only gives you a +5 to your maximum health. We'll go with the evening gown. Okay, and you get to start with a loadout. So there's fighter. Whether with fist or firearm, you've proven yourself a capable combatant. Few earthly opponents are an equal match, but the realms may yet prove a different story. So you have the charm of fervor. So you have charms, enchantments, infusions. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in. Okay, so the Charm of Fervor restores stamina after killing a creature, which is actually pretty good. And Slight Health Potion, which, I mean, it's a health potion. This is Charm of Essence, so you're a crafter. Charm of Essence. Creates a bonus essence every time you kill 3 creatures. Grilled fish, so that's, more food. The creation of many things, from tools and clothing to potions and fine meals, has always come naturally, allowing you to craft most necessities in a pinch. The adventurer, you have Charm of the Wanderer. So, Charm of the Wanderer drastically decreases the stamina cost of various traversal methods, and you get injury salve. With a keen mind and a restless heart, you've often felt the pull to explore Earth's most distant places, though the mystifying realms have remained ever out of reach. So the builder should probably read the description first. You have considerable experience in the construction of buildings and know well how to make a shelter that lasts, an invaluable skill in such uncertain times. So you have Charm of the Mule, increases maximum carry weight but decreases stealth. I don't stealth. Moderate hungry potion, so it fills your hunger meter. I'm assuming it's Magican. Recovery, which is really nice. No. Though largely self-taught, you've devoted yourself to the understanding of magic. You've still much to learn, but yours is a great leap above the layperson's skills. So you get recovery, which is an enchantment, and it's a healing spell. You apply it to a weapon or to a piece of clothing, and you can heal yourself. It's really cool. I like putting it on my sword because I usually carry my sword. And then you have tack, which is a type of food. The drifter. You have yet to find passion in life, moving from one interest to another with little success. As such, you find yourself ill-equipped and with few skills to speak of. So, the Magican is really nice for recovery, but also Charm of the Mule, especially in the beginning. So I think I'm going to pick Builder, because I carry a lot of stuff, and it's easier to get things done. Okay, and then story. You can be an academic, you can be a statesperson, tradesperson, hermit, officer, a ne'er-do-well, a vagrant. So, an academic, bright and passionate, you were admitted to a prestigious engineering program at an early age. The study of the field excited you more than the career itself, and even after your studies were complete, you remained, splitting your time between teaching and design. During one of your lectures, calls came for evacuation. Packing what you could, you led your students away from the ominous, encroaching fog, the Pale, into the realms. So this is just like your backstory. Despite your family's affluent roots, you've always believed that a leader should earn their position. Seeing the need of your constituency, you took up the carpenter's trade and began bettering things with your own two hands. Your plentiful good works brought you the respect of those in your care, and when the time came to evacuate from the foreboding pale fog, they followed your lead into the realms without question. Tradesperson. With a single-minded dedication to your craft, your success always felt assured. Starting as a mason, you caught the eye of a skilled architect and excelled as their apprentice. Fulfillment in your career was all you had ever wanted. And when a sinister fog known as the Pale saw you evacuating to the Feywilds, you took solace knowing that wherever people settled, they would have need of your work. A hermit. You left the city already prepared to rebuild your life anew with your own two hands. Through the years, making the dream into a reality, you grew that skill and housed yourself more comfortably than most could dream. When the strange, ominous fog, the Pale, arrived, to force you from your home. You mourned the loss of all you had made. The building to come, however, filled you with fresh determination. Officer. After the grueling months of training for a harsh life of combat, you jumped at the opportunity to assist with construction of barracks. Your skill led to quick promotions, and soon you were traveling the world, helming large-scale construction projects. When the Pale began to spread from Paris transept, you led an effort to quickly improve infrastructure for civilians to reach their nearest portal before following them. Okay, and then... Oh my gosh. Ne'er-do-well. Designing buildings was your specialty until you realized your wage paled in comparison to those who commissioned your work. Using your knowledge of the construction, you found it all too easy to make your way inside unseen and take whatever struck your fancy. Had sudden calls for evacuation not surprised you, you might have brought a wealth of pilfered treasure. As it was, you fled with naught but knowledge. A vagrant. Despite your qualifications as a builder, you found yourself in dire straits that kept you indebted to the workhouse you occupied. Every shilling you earned went to pay for your unwilling stay, replacing tattered clothes or traveling to work sites, trapping you forevermore. When you were forced to evacuate for the mysterious Feywilds, you were overjoyed. In such vast, untamable lands, no one would have a hold over you. So, I went with academic. I think I'm actually going to go with tradesperson. I kind of like the idea of having already been a mason. You can set your difficulty level. So there's explorer. So this difficulty is more of like, I want to build stuff. I want to be creative. Balanced is like, it's not super easy, but it's not super hard. You're balanced, you're in between. Champion. So this is more of a combat experience. And then there's Nightmare, where you will pretty much never escape combat. So I like balanced. And then you finalize. Name will be Rose.
Before time itself, the realms have existed. Born of curiosity, we opened the first gateway to our endless Feywilds. The Fey have long since aided men in harnessing that which we live and breathe. Magic. Amity was known, until we Fey retreated from your domain. In pursuit of power, your grasp extended reach. Avarice, pride, hubris, and out flowed the pale, swallowing all in its path. Some fled its ever-spreading tongue, seeking the city where no Fey may tread. Nightingale. Yet even there, you were severed from assistance, as the pathway between realms collapsed. But perhaps not all is lost, for Nightingale still stands, upholding long-held ideals of progress, enlightenment, and hope. Your path thither is winding and full of terror's nascent realm walker. Wilt thou succumb to Fey lands beyond thy wit? Or wilt thou endure, find the way homeward and rebuild anew?
So yeah, essentially what we have to do is we are lost in this, like, in between the Feywilds, and we have to find our way to, like, one of the last human cities, which is Nightingale, and we have to go through all the different Feywilds and whatnot, because there are, well, I mean, I'll explain it, but pretty much we are a voluntary and involuntary venturer, so our end goal is to make it into Nightingale City.
Let my words hear your steps.
Okay, and we have Charm of the Mule. So, I don't have pants. Okay, our upgrades are going to be a little limited. Okay, so I applied it to my shoes. Okay, so that was an essence orb. So you'll find these, which are like little notes. So the veil between us, reflections from the world's end, November 3rd, 1889. Samkin? Paris is lost. All communication with the city has ceased. The last missive received claimed a substance emerged from the Paris transept portal. Since then, only silence. Our work continues in the shadows of this news, the portal ever present, while we study the artifacts brought back from the realms. However, uncertainty gnaws at us, and we are vigilant for anything untowards. Sita left for an expedition through the portal, but days earlier. With luck, she will have arrived safely to the warm embrace of Nightingale City. She should return soon, but by boat or by portal, I no longer know. I worry for her. We were wrong to trust in the portals in the or were we wrong to trust in the portals in the realms? For now, all I can do is wait. So you get these little bits of messages, and then we have an axe. Yeah. So there are enemies.
How
My
now,
lord, he comes.
fleshling? With a wonder you lost.
So there are headshots in this game. This one I think you're supposed to sneak up on, but like I said, I am no good at the sneaking. Oh Jesus!
Show haste, human.
Okay. Forgot how many of those there were.
Before those bound fiends sniff out your despair.
You know what, Puck? I am working. I am doing things. Okay, and then it takes a hot minute, but you want to destroy all the chests, all the Fey chests that you come across, because they are made of like end-level materials. So we got copper, gilded wood, and hinges. Which, like I said, those are kind of endgame materials. And there should be... So these are health potions. You do have a stamina bar, which is weird because it's not pictured at the bottom. So the red bar and the green bar are your health and your hunger. Your stamina is that little yellow bar that shows up when you're actually actively doing things. I wanted to say there was a third chest somewhere. That could be mistaken. Oh, haha. So you want like all of the stuff you can get. And yes, the type of materials that you collect make a huge difference. We're just checking every nook and cranny. so now we're gonna talk to Puck.
Shadows abound, yet like a fire's final embers, you refuse to be snuffed out. I come with an offer to guide you to a safer realm and rebuke death, unlike so many of your kin. Oh, under this mask, you wonder. I am Puck. Robin to some, Oberon's merry wanderer of the night, the last furtive fae to grace your kind. Now, take this blood-stained card that you might travel swiftly to the realm of abeyance. Give me your hands, that we may be friends, and I shall restore amends.
So...
Homosit inconul ome.
Yeah, we just made a Fae deal, which
Across the divide, greater
not
gifts await. Partnerships with we Fae afford many wonders yet unseen. Hurry yonder toward portal and apparatus, so you, bare child of Earth, might abscond this nightmare.
Okay, so now we're going to play a card. We're playing the Abeyance card. So the Abeyance card is going to be our home realm.
Fly, the fiends have caught your despairing state.
So there were more enemies like right behind us.
Walker, your path forward is winding and full of terrors. Save yourself. Survive the realms, and rebuild all that has been lost.
So this game had like really negative reviews on Steam. So I was like, I don't know if I want to get it. Like, I literally went back and forth for so long. And then I finally was like, no, I'll give it a try. And then I was addicted to
Count
it.
thyself among the fortunate few who managed to flee the foul pale. Nightingale still stands, but Earth teeters on the brink, and these wilds are far from hospitable. Sequestered so, and struck by woe, begs the question, wilt thou be a survivor? Find your bearings and acquaint yourself with this realm. Long has it been left in limbo, not unlike you. Though this dismal landscape bears few reminders of its esteemed past, it need not remain so. One final card I give to thee. Play it yonder, at the center of this ancient crossway, and lift the veil of darkness to usher in a new dawn.
Okay, so there are also minor realm cards. So the realm cards are like, you can procedurally generate different worlds based on the combinations that you put. This is a minor card, which means it's just going to change like a specific aspect. So you see how right now the sky is doomed and it's really dark and kind of creepy and depressing. So we're going to play Cleanse because this is a corrupted world. So play this card to remove all minor card effects from an environment. So right now we have Forsworn Skies. Play this card to decrease stealth, and the sky is enraged. So if you want that for some odd reason, you'll put a minor card there and you can change what it looks like. So this is a Roma transmitter. And look at that. Yeah, it's all pretty. Whoa, hi Puck.
Now that has made a difference. Quite the mechanism indeed. But you needn't fret over the lofty particulars just yet. More immediate concerns are at hand. The realm you've now cleansed was once the center of the Empyrean network. Long ago, it allowed lesser fae and fleshlings to travel the wilds with ease and accuracy. Though the path onward is presently dormant, it did not meet the same ruinous fate as your human-made network. There is yet a way to reignite these portals, and once thou hast proven thyself ready, I shall lead thee to it. One of my promised gifts should help your cause. A hermetic guidebook and pocket watch, purloined off the corpse of a realm walker. Keep these like close companions as you steel yourself. There is much to do before thy survival is assured.
So now we have to go find these special. Oh gosh. Oh, I wanted to activate Q. Okay, so that's. Okay. So this. Okay. You have a quick menu for like food and whatnot, your survival items. And then tapping Q, so holding Q will give you the radial menu. Tapping Q will make you drink whatever or eat whatever was in that first slot that you had. So down here is your consumables. This first slot is what's going to pop up in your quick button. So anything that's like food or something you can eat or drink, potions, whatnot, can go in here. So we have essence. That's how we unlock blueprints. There are realm cards. We have the one abeyance realm card right now. And we have the carved wood, bound fiber, gilded lumber that we picked up. So see how this has injury resistance, 2.5%? This one has range damage and injury resistance. So every piece of material that you pick up is going to be different. Gosh darn, having to walk. Is this the same map? This might be the exact same map that I have. I think maybe the offline map is the same. Or maybe the advanced realms are always just the same. I feel like that might be the case. But for now, this is our home realm. You have the crossways, which is up there. You can quick travel to your, so no matter where you are, you could be in a completely different realm. You can quick travel to your respite, which is going to be your home. Okay, near and dear, we have a simple skinning knife. So now we have the progression. So these are the blueprints, and since we just grabbed that, we actually unlocked it. We can learn it for free. So there's tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3, and then I believe there are actually tier 4 and tier 5 items. See, but like this is locked because it's tier 2. But we will unlock more of these blueprints as we go on. And that just means we can craft them. And you can craft the same item multiple times with different materials, and it will produce a very different item. So you can craft a simple hunting knife, but if you did it with gilded lumber and like a higher level metal, then yeah, it will end up being a much different type of weapon. I did not catch this the first time around. I don't need a torch. But of course it's going to be that. Okay, so we have a feast card. So this is a realm card. Play this card to prolong the effects of a meal, grow hungry more slowly, and heal more quickly. The realms threaten hunger. The realms threaten many with hunger. Jesus, I can't read right now. My eyes are so messed up from being out at the ranch yesterday. Like, they're all, like, fuzzy and grainy. Blech. Anywho, we got another realm card. Okay. So you can see there's different, like, landmarks and whatnot. But right now we're just following the path. This is going to lead us where we need to be. So now we need to find Immolation, which is an enchantment. Okay, so this is another Hope Echo. That's a lot of reading. If you would like to read it, feel free. Feel free to pause and read it, because that's just a lot. Okay, so now we have Immolation. So we are going to apply it to our axe. So now we can make fire. Okay. So now... Okay, so we got the pickaxe. We now have a simple enchanter's table. We've learned Immolation. And we got Charm of the Mule because we already had that one. So now we can unlock blueprints. I'm gonna hold off for a second on getting more. That's because we're about to face our first group winter events. Oh, that's a whole different thing. Okay. We about to get in a fight. Ooh! I forgot. Did it spawn more? No, we're good. We're good. We're good. Whew. So that thing that was sitting in the middle, what you really want to do is destroy that thing because it will spawn more. So we're just going to pick up the stuff that got dropped. So we have tier 1 essence, some other things. Okay. The fight was a little intense at first, so I'm going to show you what Immolation does. So it creates an explosion, and it will injure what's like right in the middle. Oh, look, we have a dude, recruitable Tom. So you don't have to recruit him, you can, but there are other recruitable characters. So we just got 25 essence and a sword. The sword is my best friend. Like, seriously, out of all of the items, I have put the most time and effort into my sword. And since it's one-handed, you will always have another item. Whatever is in your offhand. So, this is your offhand bar. You will usually have an umbrella, which is how you travel. I don't know. Kind of. It's a method of travel, but usually that'll be right here, and then you'll usually have like your makeshift torch and your throwing knives. But right now we have a sword. Okay. So you come and you talk to people. So this is the company, Wilhelmina Sass. Some of the people are voiced, some are not. Was it you who put an end to the incessant commotion upstairs? Why, yes, 'twas me. I suspected that we might be the only fine souls in this realm, but your appearance is most welcome surprise indeed. Who might you be, besides the savior of our little band? I plied a trade before the calamity, and now I find myself a refugee. Yeah. A refreshingly useful skill set next to many dignitaries and bureaucrats escaping our earthly disaster. Though I do enjoy the scandal they bring. There are a great many new faces in the realms as of late, with a great many stories to tell. Collecting such stories is my trade, you see. Wilhelmina Sass, columnist for the Nightingale's finest paper, the Sunday Courier. Overjoyed to make your acquaintance. Now, if you're in need of more material services, nourishment, equipment, protection, I'm certain my companions here can provide. We've always time for a new customer. Do you know where I might acquire a hired hand? That I do. My esteemed colleagues here are always looking for work. They're a quiet sort, but I'm sure you'll find them to be capable combatants, builders, roustabouts, whatever you might require. Of course, if no one here is to your liking, there are plenty of capable wanderers in the realms, left bum chance by tragedy, and more than willing to offer an arm to a competent leader. And having seen much of the wider realms, I'm sure they each have some fine tales we could pry out once you bring them back here. Any new traffic, no matter how meek, is good for business after all. Okay, so I'm gonna say that's all for now. So now I need to recruit someone. So this is an essence trader, Clover. Another lost soul. Not to fear, not to fear. Whatever a new arrival to these realms might require, I have available for purchase, for fair and charitable price, of course. So he sells injury salve, he sells tools, but it's just the stuff that like we already have, and it costs essence. So like 70 essence for a simple wood axe. We only have 82, and we have to use that to buy blueprints. Everything's pretty costly. If you just have oodles and oodles that you're just like dying to get rid of, then that's one thing, but we don't right now. And so you can recruit, what was his name, Tom, or I'm going to recruit Nanny because I didn't know that I had the choice when I did mine. I don't know why she's standing in the water, and you have a quest. Have you heard any rumors lately? Always. Something I'm particularly looking for. Do you know anyone who could lead me to Nightingale? Perhaps. It seems there are a great many of your fellow realm walkers about, diving from their Nightingale's headquarters to realms as near as Sylvan's Cradle. I met one, Aurelio Acevado Ortega, as I passed through, and for a man of his years to survive the profession, he must have some level of skill or luck. Of course, I have no doubt that the man was mad, gold sickness, and that he and his traveling companion so enraptured that they dismissed my politest inquiries outright. Okay, so now we need to find him. Nanny! Come here. I want to recruit you. Ah, she's finally standing. Okay. A realm walker, are you? Pleased to make your acquaintance. I could use... Okay, so once you build your estate, you can actually like build on. So your estate is your respite, your house. When you build it, you can add on, and you can have these people come. So there's like a bunch of recruitables, and if you have a calling card, you can pretty much hire them to work at your estate, or you can have a traveling companion. So I want a traveling companion because we don't have any calling cards right now. So, yep. We now have Nanny. Okay, and what are you? A pack? We have a pack? Yes. I missed so much when I was first playing. Okay, so now we have more carry weight, which is delightful. Okay, now we're going to talk to Graham Turner. Groans quietly. Every time I take a gander, another one is larking about. If I didn't know better, I ought to think you earth lovers are hashing down here. Apologies, sir. I didn't mean to trespass on your home. Groans. Bloody heavens, stop looking like a kicked pup. You can forgive the lack of tact, eh? I've seen more folks these last weeks than the past 2 decades combined. Truth is, I claim no finder's rights over this hovel. You can tear it down for all I care. Soon enough, I'll be back in the wild's embrace. Do you have any wisdom? Not the kind you want, I reckon. I've seen plenty of moonstruck blokes stuffed with powder and steel meet their ends without catching even a whiff of adventure. Before you go chasing for trouble, you ought to have mastered the basics. I'll be glad to hear whatever advice you can provide. Have you ever cooked a proper meal? Not the frilly dinners from your soirees. Around here, what you find is what will do. You can fill your guts eating the same grub day in, day out, but if you plan on standing a chance against the beasts and the bound, variety will make you stronger. Go on, help yourself to my campfire. Some warm food will do you good before you hit the road. I suppose it can't hurt? Now, if this sort of exchange is to become a habit, we might as well be made proper acquaintances. Graham Turner's the name. I wish you luck on your travels, Walker. I'll be round if you still have need of me. Okay, so that's talking about the radial menu. Okay, so we are going to cook mixed plants, and all we have is berries. And we can't make anything because it needs fuel, and we don't have regular people fuel. Oh, those are barberries. Rats. Oh, there's... Okay, and our torch went out, which is fine, because I didn't want that anyway. I'm just going to move it because I don't want it in my offhand. Okay, we got a little bit of fiber. Ooh. And be careful, your people will pick up everything. Oh, well, we have sticks. Okay. So we have made something. Okay, now we have to eat it. Gosh, dang it. Why can't you be equipped? There. Okay, so now we've unlocked an injury salve. So a lot of times you can do these quests and they will give you free blueprints so you don't have to buy them, which is very nice. Okay, so now we have to establish a cairn. Okay, so the best thing to do, because you can always travel back to your respite, is to build somewhere in the middle. So the area that I picked is right here, because it's decently close to the middle, or like you could do here, but that way you can go all the way to the ends and then be back. So the mark that we put on the map, that's going to be a map or a mark that shows up just while you're walking around. You get a finite number of them, but honestly you're not going to end up using that many because most things of interest... it is raining. Rats. Okay, so that's just... where am I going to find the umbrella? Okay, so there's an infestation. But there's a treasured item. Okay, so what happens when you go out in the rain is you will get a wet perk. Well, it's not a perk. It's a buff. And your stamina will not regenerate very fast. So you'll go from wet to drenched, and it's just not a good time. See, we're wet. So we're gonna step under here for a second. Okay, and then... Okay, so we're on our way. I don't think this is a very sound idea because we are literally rushing towards a corrupt area. I'm going to distract that. So when you have items, you can extract them and it'll say, so this one is, the result is 3 tier 1 essence. Oh no. So if we were to extract 2 tier 1 essence. No. I think maybe it'll let me sleep. We die like men. Get some sticks. So these things are interesting. Okay, so it's that one, so oh, that was a long way to fall. Okay. The jumping doesn't always work. That mechanism. Activate that mechanism. Okay, so you have to get them in the right order. I'm pulling. What? I want that. Come on. Why are you not letting me? Can I not climb while I'm drenched? Really annoying. Oh, and these guys randomly disappear and pop back up. So if you ever hear sort of like a magical sort of sound, it's probably them. Waiting for my buffs to go away. Come on. This is why it's good to always have an umbrella. I don't have an umbrella yet. What? Jeezums. Ah. Finally! Okay. So we unlocked an essence bundle. I kind of want to know what's over there. So essentially right now, what all of these treasured items are just items that, they're basic items, but then you get the blueprints for free. Is it gonna start hailing? That would be not very nice. Well, it's barely raining. Give me a pass. are not fortunate enough to okay. If you're quick enough, you can actually get to them before they generate, and you can just beat the living crap out of that. But we weren't quite so lucky. So let me check. I don't know where this item is supposed to be. Well, there's this. That's just an essence bundle. I don't have an umbrella, so I can't get over there. There's probably something over there. I just can't. If I only had an umbrella! So those little things are, they are essence. You can pick them up. They can also lead you to things, so... Okay, what are these? Arrows, a bow, and throwing knives. Okay, well, at least we have a ranged weapon now. Ooh, some quartz. Okay, so now we've unlocked that and that. So when you pick up the items, so normally this would have cost, I think, 5 essence, or 25 essence. So now, since we picked it up, we learned the recipe for free. So it is kind of good to find those early on. I am running around like I have an umbrella, and I don't, and I'm going to end up getting myself in a very bad situation. Ankles are fragile beasts. Just FYI. So you will also find these random little things. Oh, crap. Like I said, headshots are a thing. Wolves usually travel in groups of 3. Ah, yep. I didn't want that! Headshots! Okay. So you're going to want to collect everything. Like I said, they will drop different things, and also it's really good to have like I said, you get different levels. And predator, so you have prey, you have predator. Predator is going to give you higher stats. So if you can collect a bed. So you can see what time it is. Yes, it's an analog clock. Or if you go to nap, it'll tell you it is 3:04 p.m. So we could nap. I don't want to nap right now because I have other crap to do. But you can find food. There's obviously like berries and whatnot. Oh, why do I feel like this is a Bastille of Insight? Yeah, I don't feel like doing that. Yeah, I don't feel like doing that right now. So these ones, you can also, I say that and I walk in. So that's inside. So these are like corrupted rooms. And I'm a gremlin, so I'm taking everything. Like I said, chests are really valuable. Okay, so we've unlocked those two. Oh, there's a Hope Echo. Oberon and Elizabeth, adapted from For the Stage by Mackenzie Reed. Act 1, Scene 2. Day 1569, in the throne room of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth. Slight and graceful she sits, wearing a lightly powdered wig. Enter courier, my liege. May I present John Dee, accompanied by the Prince of the Summer Court Fae, Oberon. Enter John Dee, Oberon, and Oberon's page. John Dee walks joyfully forward. Oberon follows, dressed vibrantly, spinning and gazing around with all the awe and decorum of a child. His page follows at a distance, head low, Elizabeth smiling. You return. Oberon turns to find the source of her voice. His eyes settle on her tiny form. He pauses before letting out a boisterous laugh. All in the room look away in horror. Elizabeth, stunned, cannot help but stare. So some of them make more sense than others. This one was easy. I thought it was a timed thing. Apparently it's not. Or maybe it is, and I'm just not. Oh. Because there's more! Okay. So that unlocks the essence bundle. The more essence you have, the better things go. Ooh, there's a table. So goodness. Okie doke. See, I want to avoid that. Actually, you know what? Screw it, I'll get in a fight. Okay, so this is one. Enemies spawn. Of course I didn't pick the healing one. In case you're wondering, she can save you. Okay, is there another... Oh, crap. There's another one. Well, that answers that question. Ow. Oh, Jesus! Did that do it? Okay. So it'll tell you if the infestation is complete or not. So that means there are no more bad things. That essence. So the blue ones are good. That is a lift one. It'll lift you up. I did not use them because I can hurt myself very badly without an umbrella. Okay, and... should probably establish my cairn. Oh, oh, oh. You can come across what are called fabled creatures, which are very strong creatures. I don't think we're gonna come across one yet. Breaking the chest once again. I know I forgot the other one, but we were kind of in a combat situation. Okay, more gilded lumber. Yay, a watering can, because that's so incredibly helpful. Oh, and we have to learn the sickle first, because... oh, wait. Did I get ahead of myself? Haha! Okay, there you go. So now we have a sickle and a watering can, which is still not what I want. Okay, let's see. Progression. Okay, so now we can unlock that and unlock that. I'm wondering if it's that one. No, that one's got to be the cloning picks. I mean, we need all of these things eventually, but like... the umbrella does some really cool things. Come on. So let me go get that chest real quick, and then I'll head off up there. Yeah, because right now where it stands, if I jump off of things, I'm going to hurt myself. Oh, jeez. It's a pig. Angry pig. And oddly enough, they attack you, but they count as prey. Okay. Oh, something I'm gonna mess with. Also, I have no idea how to use the throwing knives. I just realized that. It's like, how are we going to get out? I think we might just have to buy the blueprint for the umbrella. We'll find one later, but for now... Alright, for now... oh, it's not. For now, we just need to get to the middle of the map to establish a cairn and get the ball rolling. Oh, poop. from me so that he can throw things at me. Essentially, you don't want that to happen. Also, you can't hurt your follower, which I love, because they get close, and I have really bad aim. Okay, took care of that corruption. And then we're just going. Oh. So, I don't like killing the deer, but this one's already dead. So, I'm going to take advantage. There's no sense in wasting the animal's meat. Is that? Oh, that is moving. Okay, so essentially what we're looking for is kind of a flat spot, flat-ish spot, to build our base. Like I said, you want to be kind of close to the middle. I think I might go through here. Let's see what there is to see over here. Because you can move your base, but like, why move something if you don't have to? Also, your stamina does not regenerate when you're running. So right now, if we had one of the other charms, it wouldn't use up our stamina. Ooh. That's a nice flat spot. What is that? Oh, would you look at that? There's a like spirit beast over there. You know, this is not a bad place. Not too shabby. We're still close enough to the middle. And like I said, it's a nice flat spot. So I think this is what we should be established. Established today. Okay. Just gonna need some stuff. Okay, so all of your tools also have a special attack, so this one has a boomerang action, which is pretty cool. Also, harvest with your sickle because you will get additional pieces. So picking by hand, you'd get like 1 crude fiber, but if you use your sickle, you'll get at least 2. Okay, pick up the Xerox. Okay, we are going to establish our cairn. I think I want to do it like right. I don't want it facing. I think I want the front to be this way. Yep, that'll do. Okay, so we're gonna build an estate cairn. I think I want it like right there. So you can plan out your entire build and then just fill it in as you get materials. So like we could just leave this here until we have enough stuff. Okay, so wood, stone, rock. Okay, we need more wood. I am trying not to use the gold lumber. You don't want to do that until you are like, until you have something that really needs to be a higher level. Okay, which way are you falling? Are you falling? Also, if you don't clear your stumps, you can use spells like regrow. Okay. So now we have... what is it here? What is this? Year and deer. Oh, okay. Find the 12 treasured items. We have 10 of them. Okay, so now our cairn is established. So now every time we teleport back to our respite, that is where we'll go. So now we're going to build. So did I not grab them? Okay, so now that we've built our cairn, we get the crude set. So this is walls, planks. You have to buy the roof. So you have a flat roof automatically. Trying to figure out what all they're going to give me. But yeah, you have a flat roof if you want a pitched roof, which honestly I'm kind of bougie. I want the pitched roof. You can get that. I need the half people. We have a window. We could build a 2-story house. And some of these, it doesn't really, like, it's just a cosmetic difference. Okay, we also can get the stone foundation. Truth be told, I don't like the stone as much as I like the wood one, but it's your preference, whatever you like. But I will probably be using the just regular crude foundation. Okay, so we're going to build, lay out our foundation. Like this. So yeah, you can just lay it out. And they should just snap together. I think that's more than enough. Yeah, you don't want to build it too big for various reasons. Window, door, wall. And you can plan out your entire build like this. Just building with random pieces. Do this. Do this. Because yes, I like windows, but I'm trying not to over-window it. And yes, I know there's a piece in the middle. Okay, so now I'm going to walk through. I'm going to get rid of this piece. There we go. Okay, so now we go in. So we need a lot of wood. And then sticks, plant fiber. We need more plant fiber and we need more wood. Yes, I know about building mode. Did you not see me building? Okay, so now I'm going to harvest more fiber. don't really need any more sticks right now. Okay. So we have that. Be careful, the trees can and will fall on you. I've been there, I've done that more than once. You can also destroy these pieces on the ground. It does make things easier to traverse. Ooh, yes. Get. So, like I said, these random sites will usually have like interesting pieces of stuff. There's some wolves. Yes, I'm picking a fight with wolves. Out there. I was just about to ask, like, where's the third one? Okay, don't get all emotional on me. Oh, and they killed a deer. Like I said, I don't kill the deer. Also, I have this thing in games where unless it's a predator, like, actively trying to kill me, I don't really like to kill the animals. But if I do see a deer that has been dispatched, I will still utilize its parts. Because there's no sense in it dying for absolutely no good reason. Oh, and we're over encumbered. So you can pass off items to your companion. So, manage inventory. So since I'm over encumbered, I can give this to her while taking all of the more important items. Okay. So now she has those in her inventory. And their inventory, the slots are limited, but I don't think the capacity is really limited. So I can just keep grabbing things, and you can set them to be able to build. Okay, set behavior. So you can have them be allowed to attack, be allowed to retrieve, be allowed to use potions. You can have them mine, do logging, pick up those items. Do not allow them to fuel structures, because if they have access to your chests, they will grab stuff and then they will fuel it. So you could end up having a campfire fueled by gold lumber. You don't want that. They can build from their inventory and repair things from their inventory. Okay, so I think we have enough wood. Let's go see what Nanny will do. I just watched Sherlock Holmes, and so hearing, having her name be Nanny is kind of funny. So let's see what Nanny's gonna do. Because we have this that needs built. She has stuff in her inventory. Come on, Nanny. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna build it? I know you can do it. You have the ability. I made sure to give that to you. Yeah, so she can build unfinished structures. So, come on. Or do I have to tell her to work? You have lumber. Uh-oh. I haven't messed with them a lot, so I don't really know what she's capable of. Fine. Follow me. I'm just gonna take it and do it myself, because that's how I normally do it. Okay, so now we need more wood! Challenge complete. Practice build. I don't know what the challenges are. Oh, it already gave me the essence. I think it used to be a thing that you actually had to come and claim it, and then people were missing out on it. We also need enough for a roof. So I'm actually just going to plot out the roof. Oh, apparently I'm a little short. We're going to build a small crude ramp. Can I? Okay, apparently this is not a snappable item, so you know what? We're just gonna jump into the house every time. Plane. Okay, crude angled roof. Okay, and then we're going to do the half gable. This game is so easy to build in. I love it. Okay, so now we can see what the requirements are. So we need sticks and we need fiber. So we need more sticks, more fiber, and wood. But if you build like your crafting bench, if you build all of that with if you do it outdoors, it's going to take a really long time. You get bonuses for having things be sheltered, having certain benches next to each other. It's a very complicated system, but essentially build things inside. You can also just do a little lean-to, which I've seen a lot of people doing. Come on, stamina. Don't I have a stamina regen? Slight stamina potion. I've never used these in combat or anything anyway, so why is this tree being such a pain? Oh, there goes me. That wasn't even that much wood for this giant tree. Like I said, you can't hurt Annie or any of your companions. Other people can. But mostly, having a companion is really good because they can heal you when you're down in a battle, which could literally be the difference between, you know, you being able to come back, like, get the potions, get the health thing that you needed, and then finishing the fight, or being sent all the way back to your respite. You know what, we're over encumbered anyway. I'll get some of this. I never really used that too often by myself, and now that I have it, I don't want to stop using it. Oh, come on, that was a sweaty mess. Okay, so now we are well and truly over encumbered. I love how I say that and then I still collect stuff because I am me. can do an auto sort, I just don't want any of my important stuff to be lost. That's really annoying. I didn't realize it was going to be that tall. I might just have to make one of these and, like... Oh, it's not lined up. Nanny, you're kind of in the way. Oh my gosh, I can't even use it. Okay, you know what? You know what? We're just gonna have to jump every time. It's fine. It's a little too tall. Okay, so now we have these things. So we're just going to make our bed. Okay, so now we have a bed. Now we can start making other things. So we have a simple cooking station. We have an enchanter's focus. We have a sewing bench. We have a simple workbench. Please someone didn't use it. No, okay, so now let's see. So tools, we already have those. I think I'm just going to learn the climbing picks and the umbrella. Okay, the umbrella, we need a wood bundle, and we need hide. And then what do we need for the climbing picks? Okay, so we need straps, stone block. Okay, so we're gonna have to do. Okay, so the umbrella. You kind of always want this, and it's like a glider! And honestly, if you're falling off cliffs like I do a lot, you always want this. Okay, so now we need to unlock the simple tanning station. So that's under the simple tanning station. So you get the straps for free, and then there's leather, animal fiber, some hide, some bone. And these are augments. So when you build an augment, that means that it's going to give not only these things, the recipes, but let's see. So the refinement time goes down and increases the yield by 20%. So we can learn that. It's decently cheap. Okay, so we are going to build the simple tanning station right here. And then your augments are going to be here. So we have a felting bucket and the hunter's trophy. So you can make either one of these. So we're going to build this one. Actually, I like the bucket better. So you saw that this is going to affect this one because it's already built. Okay, so we've built that. Now Ooh, that's gonna be in the way. So now this is going to affect this one, and maybe the campfire? I don't know. It's going to affect one of the other ones. Okay, so add resources from inventory. Ooh, how did I get bombardier stuff? This one... Ooh, okay. We're not super looking for, like, amazing stats when you're building, like, just simple... Hi, Puck!
Your tenacity overrules the gusts of fate, and this fay you have pleased. With shelter overhead and tool in hand, you've proven yourself ready. Now attend me. Built over the heart of this realm lies a site of power. Long ago, it was named and sealed by your kind, but longer still, it housed the knowledge of the Empyrean network. What awaits is no simple task. A monument of such magic attracts the weak like flies to sweetest honey, and the realm's heart has ways of making lambs into lions. Take these elixirs, seek the site of power, and overcome whatever guardians await within. Then thou shalt obtain the final key to lands unknown.
So funny story, if I do that now, I'm going to get my butt kicked. So we're not going to. Not yet. So the sites of power are... Every time you go to a realm, it will have... Okay, so ours is right here. The Abeyance site of power. So Sylvan's Cradle will have one. Like I said, every realm will have one. And you have to beat this to start the next realm. It'll give you a card. So by doing this side of power, we will unlock the card for Sylvan's Cradle, which is our next area, which is even tougher. So you want to be a little careful. You want to have really good stats. You want to build up good weapons, good armor. Right now I can tell you, for that fight, we're not ready. So we'll just hem and haw about, and we'll get a little bit higher. Okay, so when your item is breaking, you can repair it in your inventory, and it costs essence, which isn't great. I don't like having to use my essence, but we had to. Okay, so now, stupid tall house. Hooah! Oh, we need lumber. Okay, so we'll need... So lumber is different than a wood bundle. So we're going to go back here, and we're going to unlock a saw table. I don't want to do that right now. So I'm going to build a crafting bench, tier 1, simple saw table. Okay, just gonna build that. So we need stone blocks. So stone blocks are also different than the stones that you just pick up. So a stone block you get from actually breaking up stone. We are over encumbered from all the crap that we're carrying, but what's new? Okay, so kill that. So now what we're going to do is we are going to make lumber, so it needs wood. We're just going to make 7 of those. So see how it's going to take 2 minutes and 19 seconds? Well, we just go to sleep. So we're going to sleep until dawn. And you can change the difficulty every night when you go to sleep, or whenever you go to sleep. So you can sleep till dawn, noon, or evening. Right now, I'm going to sleep till dawn because we're already getting late in the day. And when you look at that, everything's done. So now we have actual lumber, so now we built that. So now we can make straps. Okay, so this is where it comes down to... Oh, I don't want to pick that. Okay, so the prey hide has a maximum stamina of 5, so that's your attribute bonus. Whereas the predator hide has a maximum health of 10. So I'm not very good with the whole health thing right now. So I'm going to build that. So now we can come over here. We can build simple climbing picks. So now we can pick and choose. So I want the stone block, I want the regular wood, and I want my predator straps. So if I had made prey straps, this would be different. My picks would have a maximum stamina increase of, I think, 5. So right now they have the health and the injury resistance comes from the wood. And I think the durability comes from the sandstone. So every little detail matters, depending on your play style and how you want to do things. See, like, being right up here. But yeah, that is how that works. So I am going to. There's a little bunker entrance. Is that what you want? There's a bunker? I don't even know what I'm camped next to. Oh, what? As you can tell, I didn't even fully explore my own area, and I played for like 20 hours on it. Oh boy. Fun times! Okay, so we're just going to hack slash bash crash. Oh, that's not... Okay, I don't know what this is. Like I said, never been in a bunker before. And our hunger is low, so stop growling, stomach. That up there. What is that? I don't know. I'm feeling we'll figure it out later. I'm assuming that just gives us a sneak peek into what we're doing here. Oh, geez. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I don't wanna be... I am much better at combat now than I was when I first started. I don't know how deep this thing goes. Not bad. Okay. Okay, we're reaching weight. We're not at weight. Okay, was that it? Kinda looks like it. Okay, so apparently I did it. Interesting. Like I said, I've never been in one of these before. Okay. That's just... the light! Okay. So now I am probably going to start building chests. Because you're not going to use all of this stuff at once. Actually. Tier 1, structure. So these, you can get a planting box. There's a wood station, a mining station, hunting station, fishing, and farming. So this is when you have people living on your estate. You can actually like assign them jobs when you're not there. So like you're gonna be in charge of chopping wood. You're gonna do rocks. Like you can assign people to do things. So these are more storage things. They actually work as storage. So there's actually a point. Also, the higher level of like bed you have, the better sleep you get. There's shelves. There's lighting. So I'm actually going to again. Furniture, beds. Pretty good. I actually like putting my bed. Okay, so we have lumber, hide, and we have whatever. So now we're going to build storage. Sorry, I'm not trying to narrate everything. It just happens. And we're actually pretty much out of plant fiber. I just like that. And it's fun to just experiment with things. Like I said, every item has another thing that you can do, so let's see. I think these ones, the two-handed ones, are all the same. It's a block. That's a block. It's a block. This one is a quick shot. Okay. Climbing picks. Climbing picks are a little bit of a different story, but I want to actually show you that. Not just like, oh, and this is... If you actually did this, this is what would happen. Because they are some of my favorite items in the game. Okay, so now... And like I said, you can auto do these, but right now I have some fiber that I don't want used. So this one, you can set each one. So I'm going to set this as rare. So crafting is allowed, building is not allowed, and survivors are not allowed, which means I can put stuff into this chest. I can use it at the crafting benches, but no, my follower can't pull things out of it. She can't put things into it. And whenever it comes to building, I'm not going to have access to these. Because these are not things that I want to build with right now. These are rarer things that are like harder to come by. And so I'm like, no touching. Hinges. Like wood's fine. Okay, so this one is going to be... I'm going to allow for building out of this one. Let's just put in pre-bones. Okay. So this is going to be like basic building materials. So like the hides, quartz, wood, straps. So this is just all basic stuff. Okay, so I don't want just regular, like, flour in there. Coffee can replace those. Everything in my quick menu is kind of funky. Okay. So now we're going to come over here. So you can do roasted meat. I am just going to roast all of my prey meat. Craft that. Of course, there's no fuel. So we're going to transfer like 10 of those. So that's going to take 22 seconds for all of it. And then, of course, we have other workbenches. Okay, so this one... They're pretty cheap to just access. Bench. Stone powder. This is for when you're making bricks. So right now we have the simple sewing bench. We can get the augments for it. We already have the simple pack, but you can make a hat or a coat. Okay, so this is the alchemical boiler. I do want that. I want the health potion. Okay, so this is the magic. Okay, recovery. I want that. Which means... Oh, where is Charm of the Wanderer? So, some of these to unlock, you're going to have to unlock other things. Like, I just unlocked those charms. Well, to do the charms, you need charm cord, which means we need to be able to make charm baubles and these seals. So this is why it's good to get a lot of points early on. I'm not too worried about those. Oh wait, I need wire. I did pick wire up from somewhere. I don't know where, but... Okay, and then, see, these are the cords. So we need glass, polished coral, refined pigment, and ingot to make some of these. So we're going to need glass. And we're going to need this one. It's kind of a mess, like I said. You have to unlock like a lot of different things to make certain objects. So now we have all these other stations that we can make. And then you get the different tiers, and it's just... It gets complicated very quickly. Okay, so the smelter we're going to put here. Uh-oh. I don't know what I built that with. Also, turn it around so you can see the fire. Whoops. I couldn't have made it with gold because that's not even an option for me. Okay, it's just regular stuff. There we go. So we have a masonry bench. Simple sewing, simple workbench. Okay, so we have the textile. The enchanter's focus. Okay, the enchanter's focus. Alchemical boiler. Okay, Sawbench, so sewing table. I really want the sewing table right now. Okay. So we have all that. Ah, damn. Just missing a bunch of wood. Okay. I try not to chop down all the trees like right next to my base, but there's some that are just kind of here. Okay, so we'll need polished coral, which is going to have to come from the ocean. Well, actually, we have to get the coral from the ocean and then refine it, so that's a whole process. Okay. Build those. Okay, so these ones, except refined pigment. So there's charm cord, there's eye, hand, heart, and mind. And each one does different things. Each one's used for a different... Okay, so we have Charm of the Mule, Charm of the Wanderer, Recovery, that's what I'm really wanting. So we need a weak human seal. So I'm gonna come over here to the masonry bench. Weak human seal needs stone block and bones. So we're going to make that. That's going to take like a minute. I need to get down to the ocean. Let's... My sword is a little in disrepair. Also, so is my pick. Or my sickle. Okay. I've been wanting to do this whole time. Whee! Also, this is dependent on stamina. So if you can learn to, like, light fall, so you jump, you glide for a little bit, and then you activate your umbrella, like, right at the last possible second, just so you don't break an ankle. That is how I usually do things. And yes, we're still breaking these chests. Later on, I do like to save the good materials for later. So when you get like higher tiers, I really like to use the nice stuff then. Replace the berries. Okay. Oh, is that the portal? A sword. Okay, and then we'll fall. And there's bunnies! There's bunnies everywhere. Okay, so this is a portal. So when we have more cards, you can put the card in here, and then you can access different, like, randomly generated realms. Okay, so this is not going to be fun. Because we'll be in the water, which is going to really affect our stamina. But we need coral. This is the... It took me forever to figure out how to get coral. Is... Okay. So, yeah, you're gonna be wet, you're gonna be drenched. Swimming takes some stamina. Okay, so now it's affecting my health. Map. Quick travel. Travel to respite. Confirm! Almost died. Okay, so now... See, we did travel to respite, and it brought us back to our cairn. Okay, so the weak human seal is good. Most of these need, like, charm baubles and stuff like that. Let's make some polished coral. Jesus. It's gonna take, like, 4 minutes. Okay, and our food is done. Yeah. Okay, so when you transfer, you can hit equivalent. Oh, wait. It was meant to go the other way. So, when you have your rare items or whatnot that you've stored, if you have something that's similar, or like, so say I had more coral, if I hit transfer equivalent, it would take, so watch. Of course I don't have anything. Okay, so, because this is a different type of wood. Wire. It's just regular wood. I'm just gonna store that, because I don't have any gardens right now. Okay, so now we have a... Okay, so now it requires essence and a weak human seal. So I'm going to add that seal and obviously the essence. So now we're going to craft this. So recovery is really nice. Like I said, I like to have it on my swords. And then you can also make infusions. So stamina regeneration, where is health regeneration? So these cost essence. So I'm gonna make one. So right now we have, okay, I'm gonna put recovery apply to my sword. I'll let this finish. Okay, so now we have an infusion. So now we are going to put this infusion on... I want it to be something that I'm going to keep with me for a while. So let's put it on our gloves. So now we're going to regenerate health. Okay. And I know that we're not down any health, but I want to show you recovery. So, recovery, we cast the spell off of our blade. You can charge it up for more potency, and then it's going to heal you. Which I love, because I get myself into a lot of shenanigans. But yeah, that is how you play the beginning of the game. We still have these treasured items. There's still more infestation. There's a lot of treasured items just laying around. Okay. I want to show you the climbing picks before I'm done. Because these are, like I said, without a doubt, some of my absolute favorite items in the game. Okay. Oh, come on. Not that high of a jump, come on. Oh, come on. It's because we're at kind of a steep incline. That was bad. now we're at the top. And there's Nanny. So now... Oh, there's another special thing up here. I always have my sword, just in case. Just a nice statue, but there's quartz. And there's more meat. So yeah, the climbing picks and the umbrella, and the combination of the two. But it's a very beautiful world. And this, like I said, this is just the advanced realm. So there's a lot of stuff to see once you get into the next realms. Right now, what is that? That's something different. Okay, so this is a new material. This is slate. So slate is going to offer different perks than like the sandstone that we have right now. Wasn't entirely after the sandstone. There's some ore up here. I was running out of ore, like left, right, and sideways. I'm like, how do I get more ore? I have to use a pickaxe. And like I said, there are different types, different levels. Tin is sort of your most basic. But once you go from like stone to metal tools, things can get a lot more interesting. Okay. I'm gonna grab a little bit more tin and then gently descend back to my base. One of my favorite things was unlocking the higher level umbrellas, because with the umbrellas, like I said, you can do this like gliding, but it's so much fun because the higher the level of umbrella, the better your glides are. My landings are so much better than they used to be. I have crashed so many times. Hello, audio. You're like coming in right as I'm ending. I had to delete a couple more games on my computer to make this work. But I think it's actually working. I deleted Don't Starve because it doesn't get. Oh my gosh, I'm obsessed with this game. It's so complicated but so fun. I'm glad. I am really glad that I actually played by myself first and then did the stream, because I was struggling to figure some of this stuff out because it's really complicated. We were already explaining, like, every time you build something, you can build it out of different materials. And every time you build something with a different material... Okay, I want this. I want Charm of the Wanderer. Okay, so... Like... Charm of the Wanderer. I need a Charm Bauble. Okay, so we have stone, we have wire, but there's different types of stone. And different type of wire. And like, look at this. Okay, if we wanted to make straps, well, you use hide. But what kind of hide do you want? Because this one's going to give you plus 5 to maximum stamina. This one's going to give you plus 10 to maximum health. So it's like, okay, what type do you want? And then the straps are going to be building components of something else. Okay, so now we have charm baubles. And what else do we need? We need... Okay, so now we need cord. We need a cord of the mind, which means we're going to go over here. So the cord of the mind needs twine and refined pigment. I don't have any refined pigment, which means I have to make the bench. I don't have any twine. I can make twine. So we are going to use... I don't want to use my advanced stuff right now because we're still, like, early in the game. So now we're going to make twine. But we need pigment, so now we have to build the mortar station. Which, that's not where I want that. That's not where I want that. Well, I guess it's going over here with these. It's so complicated, but it's so fun. Like, that's the problem is... Oh. And of course it's raining. Everything is so complicated, but that's what makes it, like, so customizable. Because you can have 10 people make the same items, but depending on what type of material you make it out of, you can have wildly different effects. Like I said, I'm really glad that I decided to play by myself first, because it gets complicated. Oh, no, that's my person. That's Nanny. She's my recruit. She follows me. It's fine. Okay, so now we're going to build that. Refined pigment. Okay, let's use berries. Okay, so now we're gonna go over here. Once you start getting like all of these upgrades, like you start to have a little too much of everything. Okay, Charm of the Wanderer needs Cord of the Mind. Okay, so now we're going to use that and use that. Nope, okay. Yeah, it's okay. That's my person. Okay. And there's so many things that you can use to customize your character and your build, because I just made a charm. So you have all of your different items. Charm of the Mule. This one doesn't have a charm yet. I put the infusion on this. So this that we just made, Charm of the Wanderer, I'm going to apply this, and I'm going to apply this to my gloves. So we have a charm on there now, which means that our traveling, so like, see, sprinting doesn't cost anything now. So I can sprint however much I want, and it's not going to cost me any stamina. Also, if I use my umbrella, it decreases the amount of stamina I used. So there's all sorts of different things you can make and use to customize your characters. So let's store some of this. Like, it's so much fun. Okay, I kind of, since I'm like winding down, I can show you my character, and I can show you the different like customizations and whatnot. So this is all you need is like a basic shanty when you first start. I probably won't get too much into base building in this one, because really, like, whatever shack or hovel you have, that's just going to protect you from the elements. You don't really need to, like, spruce it up that much. What really comes down to it is your crafting stations. So you want the highest level crafting station possible to make the highest level items. So right now, like I said, I have recovery on my sword, which is like, mwah, I love it. that is my favorite spell, because like I said, I'm constantly getting myself into trouble, and if you don't have enough health potions, which are decently easy to make, but if you don't have enough health potions, so we need glass, bone, and tier 1 essence. The glass you get from obviously smelting, well, it's quartz, and this one is not sand, but you would smelt quartz into glass, quartz, amber, any sort of gem. Once again, there's tiers. The tier levels do all sorts of different things. So, I am going to quit to the main menu. There's no saving, so it scares me, but... okay, so play offline. Right now, we're offline. So, this is my character Rose, this is Evelet, so this is my character that I've been playing. Yeah, no, it's horrifying. You're like, did it save it? But I'm really thinking that the offline abeyance portals are like the same, because I think that we have the same layout. I just ended up building in a different spot, which honestly I kind of like the spot that I have now more. I hate it when that happens too, because I build a base in my personal one, and I'm like, oh, like, it's fine. And then I do the stream, and then I find a place that's so much better, and I'm like, why didn't I build here? And then I want to try to, like, move my stuff over. It's kind of annoying, but... Okay, so I am in the Abeyance Realm. As you can see, things look different. There's that legendary beast thing that we saw on the other one. Okay, this is the same thing, but I built up here instead of over here. So now I live over here, but I like this area. I've already completed the what is it? The Side of Power. I've already completed mine on here. Also, for some odd reason, I don't like building doors. Like, I don't like having doors on my houses. I just walk right in. So as you can see, I'm in the middle of building. I have Bernard over here. Once again, I didn't know that I could pick between a male or a female one. I just picked the dude who was standing on top, and that's Bernard. So this is like my sewing crafting room. Obviously, I have a different building style in this one. Here's my workshop. They have spiral staircases. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, I'm still working on the upper floor of my house, but I have been building. I have a fireplace and a bed. And this place is at least all, like, I put that on. So, okay, that's another thing. You give your followers gear, and so essentially what happens is as soon as you're done with your gear, you can just give them gear, and it levels them up, because the stronger they are, the better they can help you in fights. Also, I'm like dying to show off my umbrella. I freaking love this thing. Like I said, you can glide for much longer with the higher level umbrellas. It's my favorite thing in the game. Oh, and that legendary creature's around here somewhere. It's like, I hear ya. There you are. So essentially what that guy does, it's really cool. So say I leveled this entire forest. He has a special ability where he will make he'll make a very loud call, and it will revitalize the forest and grow everything back. It's really cool. He hangs out near my base. Kind of scares me sometimes because he's loud. Yeah, so the higher level your umbrella, the better your glides are. And so, yeah, you can get into all sorts of mischief. There was one area, they're like, oh, well, you need to be a certain level, and you need to be, like, really agile to get here. So what did I do? I got up really high onto a different tower, and I glided my way in. I'm like, you can't tell me what to do. But it is gliding, it's not flying, so the higher you start out, the easier it is. You can kind of get a little bit of a, like, a sort of dash if you get it just right, if you're in, like, a combat situation. Where's my respite? My respite is over here. Whee! Yeah, this is, without a doubt, like, one of my favorite items in the entire game. I spend a lot of time doing this. Also, if you like gliding, you want to level up your stamina, because your stamina also depends, or, like, how long you glide also depends on your stamina. But 'tis my house that I am building. Yeah, see, I built right next to this, like, situation. I thought it was really cool. I kind of have a little bit of regret now, because I was limited on how much I could build on the sides because there's rocks. So that's why I built a second story rather than building it out. But yeah, we're kind of mooshed. It's so much fun. But if you take a look at my gear, it's funny the umbrella's in the way. Let me. Okay, so we have my character, and obviously my stats are much higher. You can see what your melee damage is, your range damage, and so everything that you're wearing and carrying affects this stuff. So say I kept doing infusions on all of my stuff, I can infuse everything with like plus 10 health. So then everything would give me plus 10 health. I could apply range damage, and you don't necessarily have to have it applied to, like, because I have things applied to other items, but it still affects my overall score. I think the only thing that's limited to the tool itself is what special you get. So like this one, is special to my axe. Oh, I felled a tree on my house. Careful doing stuff like that. Thankfully it didn't break. Yes, I am kind of OP right now. And Bernard's fine. That fleshy thing was not him. It's fine. Okay, so see how all these trees are destroyed? Okay, so now we're gonna use my special. And it regrew everything. Oops. I thought it was just trees. It is not just trees. Yeah, it's kind of not good. You can build a hammer that will, like, fix things. I need to. But see, it regrew those. On my pick, you can tell I'm getting antsy. I just want to, like, use my umbrella. There's pigs right there. I just need to get to a place with rocks. Okay. So this one. Oh wait, what is this? I just added a new one to this. So this one is inspect. Oberon's Bounty. This enchantment allows the wielder to more easily fell trees and shatter minerals. Oh, okay. Like I said, I just added this one. So I have a charm on it, and I have an enchantment. So this one just means, like, if it was a higher level ore, I'd be able to, like, one-shot it. This is sandstone. It's stupid easy. But say I was going after, like, iron, I'd be able to, like, beat the crap out of it. And it's just, like, it would make it that much easier. But the the regrow is really nice because this stuff is right next to my house. If I'm, like, crafting in the middle of the night, I don't want to go anywhere, I can just destroy all of these trees and then go and regrow them indefinitely. So long as you have the stamina. What is is this? I need beams. I think I need wood beams. But okay, see, now I'm just starting to play on my own. I'm like, no, don't do it. I still need to fix the wood floor in here because this is my original shack. I built my house around my shack, so I need to fix the floor. But I'm gonna build a kitchen. Over here, like I said, is my like sewing room. Upstairs, well, this is my workbench area. Upstairs, I'm going to have an enchanting room. And I've unlocked a lot of the blueprints. I didn't go for the crude stuff because I'm a higher level than that. So I got these blueprints. And like I said, there's chairs, tables, lights, all sorts of different lights. Floor lights, standing lights, wall lights, like outdoor lights. There's rocking chairs, and it's all like usable stuff. There's display shelves, there's fireplaces, and like I said, everything gets a bonus from being like next to something. You can get into really, really fine detail with tools, because the higher level tools, you have to have handles, guards, hilts, metal tips. So say you're making, there are guns, if that's your play style. So when you get into like the rugged mining pick, you need a metal tip, a shaft, and a hilt. Those you can make out of different materials. Depending on the level of your material, you can have a really like epic thing. Rugged wood axe, blade, shaft, wrap. Once again, you can make them out of vastly different things. That will affect the stats of your weapons. Your weapons, your armor, everything will be affected. So, with my clothes. And you can see the characteristics. So this was made with Predator, I think it's felt, Holt bloom fibers, and brass. Well, if I had made that with, where's my metals? Metal and stone. Different tiered items. So these are tier 3, this is tier 1, tier 2. So tier 1, if I had made my like fittings and stuff, or I think it's buckles, out of tin, it's plus 4% critical damage. But if I had made it with brass, that's plus 4% melee damage, 6% range damage, and 20 durability. Versus advanced lachinus, that's 6% melee, 5% malficium resistance, which that's like the red, like bad stuff that comes with the enemies. Iron, you get the plus 4 melee, plus 30 durability. So, depending on what you make your stuff out of, you're gonna get a bunch of different results. You want it to be as high tier as possible. Because like I said, the better your equipment, the better you survive. And then I gave Bernard all of my old stuff, so he's wearing some high level enchanted stuff. And actually, if we really look at it, so Bernard has a gear score of 30. For the longest time, he actually had a higher gear score than I did, because I didn't have the enchantments, and there are a bunch of things that will affect the level. So, where is this one? Okay, so you have your charms. So there's a bunch of different charms, like the Charm of 100 Blows. Grants a stacking melee damage, increasing after hitting a creature with a one-handed melee weapon. I always have a sword with me. That is what I use. That was what I liked. Stacks decay over time unless reapplied. So you can enchant your weapon, or you can charm your weapon, you can enchant your weapon. So there's like Hermetic Flame. So empowers the caster's tool to deal fire damage and to light the target creature on fire. That's like really awesome. But the enchantments are the ones that you have to activate. Charms are just there. They're always in effect. You don't need to activate them. These ones, you actually have to use your tool to do it. So, like I said, recovery. I know I'm not dying. You activate it on your blade. You can charge it up. And you heal yourself. That would be the same with, like, the regrow. So the regrow on your axe. Oberon's Bounty, I think, is... that one you have to activate. So yeah, each tool for the enchantments, you actually have to have that tool in your hand to use it. I think the only time would maybe be if you put it on like a piece of clothing. I don't know if you can. I haven't messed with that. Sorry. I went to the ranch yesterday and it was like insane. So now I'm trying to sit comfortably, but my whole body hurts. There's illumination, so you can make lights. Immolation, so you can launch fireballs at people. Recovery, regrowth. And then there's infusions. Infusions are a little different. So there's different tiers. I've unlocked tier 2, so now we're at, we can have tier 2 things. So, okay, health regeneration. So this one is the tier 2 of health regeneration. It will help you regenerate faster, because there is a tier 1, but obviously it's not going to be as much. These ones are the infusions you can just put on your gear. I don't know if I have... And I think it just, like, adds to the attributes. I don't even think they really show up. I don't know if there's a limit to how many you can add. But this one, so my gloves have the charm of 100 blows. My boots have charm of the mule. Charm of the immovable, which is really nice. Prevents you from being moved while blocking and allows you to block more attacks before being injured. So essentially, I can hold my block for much longer than you originally can. I've added so many things. This one doesn't have an enchantment or a charm. Neither does this one. I just made a lot of this. Neither does this one. And this one has Charm of the Wanderer, which is the one that reduces the stamina use from certain methods of travel. So, like, you can have 12 different people make each of these exact same items, but depending on the material they make it out of, and there's a bunch of different customizations, you can end up with some wildly different builds. I wish I had kept my original outfit. I had a really cute outfit, but I got rid of it because I got higher skilled items. There's also, once you get into higher levels, where is it? It's the glamour station right here. So you can change the appearance of items to look like other items. So I could have kept my really pretty original outfit. I'm so sad. I could have kept my pretty original outfit and later on made my higher level clothes look like the other ones. I wish that I had done it. I didn't know. I did not know that was an option because, like I said, it's a tier 2 item. You don't start unlocking those tokens until much later. I am sad. But you can build so much. You can unlock all these different like building things. There's the augments, which are really fun because then it affects how fast your machines go. Like this one. So Simple Berserker Augment gives two-handed melee weapons crafted nearby plus damage and plus stamina regeneration. So if I had this put next to my crafting bench, I could have these perks on any weapon, any two-handed weapon that I create there. This simple training dummy, simple assassin augment. Gives all melee tools crafted nearby critical damage. Gives one-handed melee weapons crafted nearby critical damage plus damage. Giving clothing crafted nearby stealth. So, if I build these augments, and they're little things. So like that bucket that I made earlier, I built these shelves to put the augments on. Your crafting bench has to be nearby, and then whatever you build at those benches will be augmented by the different augments that you build, which is really cool. So, and you can pick and choose, so you can pick, so say I had like 12 augments nearby. That's a lot, but I could pick which augments I want applied to this bench. So say I had 3 crafting benches. I could have some affected by some augments, some affected by others, and then depending on what I wanted to make, I could build that item there. But yeah, no, it gets intense. Like I said, I'm glad that I took the time to play by myself first. That way I got a hand on things. Because it's a lot. I think a lot of people were scared off by that, and they're like, oh, it's too complicated. Like, I don't like this. I love it because I'm a gremlin and I like collecting things, and there's tons of items to collect. Like I said, the fiber is different. If you collect just a regular piece of grass, crude fiber. If you collect specific, like, Titania's crown is one of them that I found. You can collect these materials that are higher level. They'll give you different stats, and that way you can constantly level up your characters. So, like I said, there are fabled creatures. Fabled creatures are like kind of mini bosses. I've come across deer, spiders, wolves. So they're a bit higher level, but when you kill them, you get these fabled items, which are like very limited because there's only a limited amount of fabled creatures. So you get a limited amount of them, but they're much higher level. So you hoard them like I do. And then once you get to the higher tier, you can use those fabled items to enhance the higher tiered items to make you really strong. I like being a gremlin in this game. Like I said, I played for like 20 something hours this weekend alone. I just got this game. But it's really fun. I really like it. I'm really excited to get into it. Yeah, I've been having such a good time. Don't let the reviews force you away from it, because it was on sale. It was 40% off. I agonized over whether or not to get this game, and it was like $18. I was like, I've spent more on like one lunch. And I'm like, let's see what's going on. So I watched a bunch of videos. They have, it might still be in early access, but they've done multiple updates that have added way more to the game. They did actually do, with Realms Rebuilt, you had to restart your game or keep your game as like a legacy game, but that added a lot more. It rebuilt a lot of the infrastructure and stuff, the like processes. It redid a lot of it. A lot of people say they like it much better. The Steam reviews are still mixed and usually pretty negative, but a lot of people can't get into the crafting and they say it's too complicated and skill issue. Anywho, if you fight your way through it and you like being a gremlin and collecting things, and there's a lot of fighting, there's a lot of boss fights. I'm not a boss fight sort of person. I really like this game. So that made me go and make higher level items so that I could more easily fight the bosses. It's compared a little bit to Elden Ring, because like I said, there are a lot of bosses. But it's pretty much in your hands how you want to upgrade your character. But thus far, I love it. It's really awesome. I'm still in the very early stages of this game, but I absolutely adore it. But with that, I am going to go see if there's anybody to raid. Audio, I know you're going live soon, but I don't know if you're going live that soon. Oh, are you not streaming today? Oh, see, I always try to look at your schedule, but sometimes I forget. Or sometimes look at it and then forget anyway. So let's go raid somebody so I can go eat breakfast. But no, thus far, 10 out of 10, I adore this game. Let's raid... There's something called Returnal or 7 Days to Die. I think I'm right into 7 Days to Die. Okay. But with that, I will say thank you everyone so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be back later this afternoon with another episode of my Discord Members' Choice. I need to upgrade or update my voting list because obviously I took some games off. So until then, I hope everyone has a fantastic rest of their morning, evening, afternoon, whatever it is to you. And I hope to see you guys then. Bye!